Hey guys, Brian with Cajun Cardboard coming at you from the great state of Louisiana. It's Friday, February 16th. I'm in the middle of my work day, but I carved out some time to chat with Zack. This is Jordan Card Collecting, episode number 6. Zack's 6th episode on the show. His collection's growing. We've got his card ladder showcase pulled up that I'm going to be able to give you guys on screen share. Zack, you got a glare in your eyes. Where are you, in Henderson, Nevada?
Yeah, Nevada.
Yeah. You've been flying a lot lately?
Pretty good bit. I'm actually I'm headed to Disney World tomorrow for the bar convention, even though I'm not a lawyer, but my father is. So
Disney World. So you're flying to Orlando or you're flying to Disneyland? Yeah. Orlando. So okay, what is that, about 5 hours?
4.5, yeah.
4.5. Yeah. Okay, cool. Well, have a good trip. You got plenty of time on the plane. If you pay for the Wi-Fi, you got plenty of time to buy Jordan stuff on the way, man, and kill some time. Yeah. So cool. All right. So we like to, I guess usually what we do, Zack, I think is what's become like the kind of go-to format is we kind of check in with you on first we look at stuff you've picked up since the last episode. And it's been about 2 weeks since the last episode. So I know you've made some moves. So we'll pull up some of that. For those of you who missed episodes 1 through 5, stop watching. Go back, watch episodes 1 through 5. They're all getting about 1,000 views, which is awesome. I've gotten so many messages from people saying, hey, don't stop doing these. I'm doing exactly what Zack's doing. Like, these are perfect because like I'm looking at the same cards, and whether you're looking at the cards in raw, PSA, SGC, BGS, whatever grade, it doesn't matter. There's so many people doing what you're doing, just now starting to get in. And so hopefully we can create a library out there for people where the questions you ask, I'm sure they're going to ask as well. And so hopefully these things are helpful and entertaining. That's always the goal. Let's take a look at some of the stuff you picked up. Is that where you want to start? Is there anything you want to chat about first? I mean, anything?
No, let's get into it.
Let's get to it, man. All right, cool. So let me get screen share so I always forget that, but I'm not going to forget this one. Let me make this screen a little bit bigger. Okay, there we go. So this is the card ladder feature. I don't use this feature because the PWCC Vault kind of acts as my inventory manager, but Zack uses the Zack used the card ladder, the PWCC Vault as well, but he's using the card ladder showcase feature specifically for his Jordan collection because he's starting from scratch. For me, I'd have to go plug in, thousands of Jordan cards, which I'm not going to do. Like, I don't have time in the day to go back and start all over. So I just kind of use my PWCC Vault as my inventory manager. It's not perfect, but I use that with a combination of my Excel spreadsheets where you can export. But Zack, I've got it sorted by date added, and I think the first 6 we're going to see are 6 that we haven't shown to the viewers yet or the listeners. And these are the ones you've picked up since our last episode. So kind of talk me through them. We can look up price and things like that if you want to, if you recall where you picked them up. You want to go, let's go in order of smallest to biggest.
Okay.
Well, let's not do that. That's not good. Let's go in order of most recently added. Why don't we do that? That'll be easier because you may not remember what you paid. Yeah. So start with this 96 Stadium Club members only 55 card. Jordan shooting a finger roll over Olajuwon. Beautiful. 9.5 Min Gem slab. The members only seal on here is awesome, of course.
Yep. Does it show what I paid on there? I guess
not unless you plug it in. Okay. And I don't think it will let random, like, I'm not logged in on your account. I'm logged in on mine. So I don't think it will show me what you paid for it, obviously, for very obvious reasons, right? Because there's a little thing on here that says message owner. And if you knew what everybody paid, that would give you a nice little edge and bargaining power and negotiating skill. So, but this is cool that I can message you. I'm just going to click it real quick, see what happens. Oh, it pulls up your IG. Wow, that's really freaking cool, dude. Yeah, I've never done that. I may lowball you on some of these, or if you're okay with that. But anyway, that's the card. That's the card we're talking about first. So tell me about this card. You figured out members only is a pretty cool parallel. Pretty affordable, right? Parallel from Stadium Club, when you're talking about the base cards and the subsets. And this is a subset card, not an insert per se. It's not a beam team. It's a subset card.
Yeah, I've been doing a couple of deals with this guy on eBay. That's ironically, his name is LSU 42 Chad. And he ships stuff out from Monroe, Louisiana.
No way.
So I've bought like 2 or 3 cards off him. And actually the yellow Superman was the other one I got from him. But basically, yeah, I've been getting both of those from him, and he actually, I mean, he has some pretty eye-catching stuff because like it's just not stuff you see every day. And then like that Zebra Man, I think it's like I wish it would show the pop, but I think it's like a pop 14 or something like that, something stupid. But yeah, he's been shipping me some cards to my vault from Louisiana, which is pretty ironic.
You obviously told him you're from Louisiana, right?
No, I haven't told him yet.
Dude, you gotta tell him you're from Louisiana.
I
The
don't wanna
price
drop
may
the
go
ball.
down. The
It
prices
might,
may go down. What are you talking? You gotta play every card in the deck, man. You gotta learn the business. Tell me this. Tell me the negotiation process with him. First of all, where'd you find him? IG?
No, eBay. I just like
You just happened to pick somebody. Okay, I got it.
Yeah,
Okay.
so he doesn't have like a make offer on eBay. So I just like scroll down to contact seller and I'm like, hey, would you take X amount for this card? And we go back and forth on messages, but yeah, he's been pretty reasonable, I would say. Give or take.
Where have you been? Where have you been in relation to comps, like on those two cards with this guy on eBay?
So the card you were just on, I'm sorry, I'm gonna throw you on the spot, but the card you were just on, I think I was like, so he had that card listed at like 230.
Okay.
And the last comp that I could find was like 135, and I was like, hey, look, would you take 165 for it? And he was like, I don't know. And then I didn't respond. The next day he messaged me. He's like, okay, let's just do 165. And I was like, okay, fine. So he sent me the offer, and we just got it done. So I was happy about that. I'm not stressing spending $30 more than the previous comp, especially on a card that's not, common like that.
Yeah. And what about this one? Like, so you picked up 3 Z-Force, right? So you picked up this 96 Z-Force Superman in a 9.5 min gem slab. You picked up this 96 Z-Force Z-Cling, which is just like, if you said this was like a $50,000 card, I'd be like, yeah, it should be. It looks like a $50,000, right? You know what I'm saying? Like some of these cards is like, holy shit. You're telling me you paid like 150 to $200 for this card. Some of these cards look so good. I hate that like Z-Force wasted such an incredible design on a subset card. Not to sound like an ass, but like if you told me this is a $50,000 card, I mean, you could get me to go with it, right? Knowing nothing else. And then you got in this one, same deal, man. I mean, and obviously this one, there's a rave and a super rave, I think. So there are really valuable versions of this card.
Right.
But yeah, this is a 97 Z-Force. This is the actual base card, number 23, not coincidentally in the set. So that's the actual base card in 97 Z-Force. And I think both of these are actually like subset cards. We call them subset cards. They're not true inserts. They're not true base cards because they're a little different. But this is like the Z-Cling, and then this one's the Superman, So I don't think those are true base cards. Those are just subset cards. But this is Superman. There's a lot of Jordan cards out there that are kind of yellowish gold. And Zach, I've talked about this on the show before. I don't know what it is about that. I don't know if I'm this gold prism simp, that's this ultra modern lover, but like intense, like this Superman. There's there's an ultra gold medallion that's kind of goldish color. There's Larger Than Life is another one that's gold. And so there's a few Jordan cards that are like yellowish gold that I just think really pop, man. And so this is one of them too. Like that's just such a good looking card, man.
Is it weird to say they look better in Beckett slabs? It's not weird to say, right?
Gold on gold does. I think that's undeniable. I mean, again, some people are just, they may have PSA tunnel vision, and I lean towards PSA, but when you've got a gold card and you've got a gold label, that's undeniable. I mean, people like color matches, and that's about as close to a color match as you can kind of get. I mean, that's just really good looking right there, man.
Yeah.
Really good looking for sure. This one would look nice in a black label, however. That would look badass, right?
Yeah.
So you picked up the 3 Z-Force and 9.5, and what were you on those, Zach? You think maybe
probably below 250. Below 250.
Yeah.
On all 3. Yeah.
Okay. So nothing crazy there. And then this one we talked about, you picked up the starter. We'll save the best for last. This is the starter that you picked up. 97 ultra abilities, card number 1. This is the starter ultra abilities in 9.5. What was a pop on that? Do you remember?
4. 4.
You say 4? Are you serious? Holy shit, Zach. I didn't know. Is that rare? We're gonna have to go to sales history. Crap. Well, it's not gonna have it because all they got in there, I think, is the is that big boy.
Yeah, the better ones.
Wait, they got the starter in there. Yeah, they got it in there. So we'll pull it up. So they don't have it in BGS 9.5, but you can still click it, and I think they'll pull up Beckett. Yeah, there you go. So you aren't kidding me. Wow, Pop 4. Wow, this is more rare than I thought. Only 244 have ever been submitted between PSA and BGS. That's pretty crazy. The Beckett's got a 9% gem rate. PSA is a little bit higher at 13. I'm going to have to pick this up in a PSA 8 at some point. That's a $17 card, and I can do that. That'll be there. You go. There's your price disparity, my friend. $250 versus $17. Right. That's the difference a grade makes. But we were talking about this, Zach. There's the Ultra Abilities starter, which is what you picked up, albeit in a right here in a 9.5. Then there's the Ultra Abilities All Star, and then there's the Ultra Abilities Superstar, which is a humongous card. So that's kind of like the Star Power Plus, and then Star Power Supreme, right? It's kind of like a little trio, which is also from Ultra. The Star Powers are also from Ultra, which leads us to our next one. What do you remember? What you paid for this, Min Jim, for this starter?
I want to say I paid like $220. I got that off a guy off eBay, actually, or a guy off Instagram, not eBay. Guy off Instagram.
Let's see what Card Ladder has for sales history. Is that you? No, that's not you.
I wish that was me.
Why is it pulling up an 8.5 with 2.9? Why is it only pulling up 2 cards ever? And one of them's not even a 9.5. You should have bought it in 2013, Zach. That's what you should have done. $23.50. It's like 25 to grade with Beckett now or something stupid. But okay. And so we saved the best for last. So now the big one that you picked up, boom. Tell me where you got this and what an amazing deal you got on this card.
Yeah, I got this one from my really good friend, Cajun Cardboard. Paid an even $1,000 for it, which was strange because I don't know what that deal was on PayPal yesterday. That must have been something with Chase or something because it's weird. Friends and family. But anyway, yeah, I got it for a smooth $1,000, my first 4-digit card, and I think it was a good entryway.
Yeah. Is that the same card? I can't tell. It might be.
No, I think the one you sold me is a Min Gem.
It's definitely not the same card because I've had it for a while, and this one sold on February 2nd. Yeah. So I was thinking, was this when I bought it? I wonder if I could find when I bought it, but we'd have to find the whatchamacallit.
If you click sales, it shows like let's see.
Why did it? Card? Oh, this is not the one. Is this the one you bought from me? No, because it's got the black thing. So this is just you. When you created your showcase, you just grabbed the one from Card Ladder.
Yeah, so Card Ladder already had that one in its system. So I just clicked add to collection and it just kept the same picture. I could, go in and like screenshot and upload my own picture, but that's just too much work. I know that I haven't.
That's what I thought you had to do. Okay, I didn't know you could just yank them from Card Ladder. Okay, but you screenshotted this one.
Yeah. The ones that aren't uploaded in Card Ladder, you have to do
that. There's no other way to get the picture, right? Obviously. Okay. Well, that's a clean pick, man. You took a good pick on that one. So going back here, we just talked about it, the Star Power Plus, and then the Star Power Supreme. This is the middle one. It's die cut. It's green. It's beautiful. The Star Power Supreme in 9.5 is a monster ass card. The Star Power Plus Jordan in Card Ladder. There it is. Let's pull that up. Let's look at the chart. I love the timing, Zach. I got to be honest with you. I know you did it to me, but, 1,000 private sale, 1,150, I think is what we were working off of. And I was like, just take it for 1,000. It's a win for you. It's a win for me. I've got the PSA 10. You're collecting the 9.5s. We've got 2 more on the burner as soon as you put the funds together that I'm going to take care of you on. And remind me what those are because I'm going to forget. One is the Bean Team, 92 Bean Team 9.5.
And then Legacies.
And then the Legacies, yeah. So those will show up in a future episode. We will get those deals done too, and I'll take care of you on those as well. But man, look, this is a card that we're looking at. What the fuck? Hang on. This is a card we're looking at that once sold for $26.68 in 2021, and it's come all the way back down, man. Right. Up 1,111% historically. I like it. And here's another one of those cards where do you see the disparity, right? 1,000 for the 9.5, over 2,000 for the PSA 10. So a 2-to-1 disparity. And I think the 9.5 is more rare. Yeah, it's one less. So there's 35 9.5s. There's 36 PSA 10s. Ain't nobody in this world can look at these two cards in a PSA 10 and a BGS 9.5, generally speaking, and tell the difference between the two cards. So that's kind of one of the reasons you settled on that 9.5. It's still a gem mint, and then the price point is just always, 2, 4, sometimes 1/4, sometimes 1/10. Sometimes it's crazy, man.
If you click view all sales
on the 10 or the BGS,
the 9.5, yeah, it should. Can you click that sale?
This one?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that us?
Like if you click it, it should say what's the info button say?
Oh, there. I got to click that.
Oh, no. It's supposed to say our Instagram names, but I don't know why it's not doing it on yours.
It's not letting me click. I don't know. Maybe it's not been in there long enough. I want to click the I. It's not letting me. That's weird. Okay, so that's ours. Yeah, and just so that people know, I'm fair dealing, right? The last comp was $1,150, and Zach and I got our deal done for $1,000. Seems fair both ways. I like it. Is that the biggest, Zach? Is that your biggest card right now? No.
Like overall in my collection?
Yeah. No, I mean in your Jordan collection.
Yeah, that's the biggest one.
That's the biggest one. Yeah, that's the biggest one for sure. This Rockstars is a nice card too, but yeah, it's not 1,000. That's definitely the biggest one. So you need to put the star power, the regular star. And you don't have the same set collector weirdo gene that I got, but you need to put the regular star power BGS 9.5 on your radar. I bet you that's a cheap card.
It's not bad, dude. I can't find it. I've put
275, 255, 210, yeah. It looks like it's moving a little bit now. It went from 210 to a couple times to 255, 270, but you catch it before 300. Dude, that's a low pop card too. Yeah. And it's not like that many, not even 1,000 have been graded between the two big grading companies. This card's been hard for you to find.
Man, I put feelers out on the Facebook group message we're in, or the Facebook group we're in.
Oh, you can't screw with this. This ain't gonna help. Yeah, I mean, if somebody's at $4.99, like this is me talking to everybody that's watching this channel, just so you know, and maybe I am naive, but like if I see, first of all, if the card's listed at $7.29, and what did we say the last one sold for? $2.75, I'm not gonna make an offer. I'm just not. And if the card's listed at $500, I'm still Zach. I'm still probably just going to move on and not even worry about it, and not make an offer. I don't know about you. You are a little more aggressive with that. Like you might try to reach out to this guy. You probably have, maybe. I don't know.
I have.
He's probably got minimum offer set at $375 or $400, which means you're not going to get anywhere. I mean, unless it's a card that I just really, 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 really want. If I see an exorbitant listing price like that, even if there's a best offer, I usually just keep moving because it's going to be fruitless usually, when somebody's that far apart.
Yeah.
That's just part of the unavoidable, issues dealing on eBay. And if you don't hit the minimum, do you mess with messaging?
Yeah. Like I've contacted both these guys, like messages on eBay, like, hey,
these two guys.
Yeah, I'm like, hey, the last sale's like 250, 275. Like, hey, I'll give you 315. I don't care. I need the card. And like, they're like, no, I'm in it for way more than that. I just can't do below whatever. And I'm like, dude, everybody's taking losses. I don't understand.
Well, dude, it could be a really liquid seller who bought at peak. I mean, look where the card's been. I mean, look, they may have bought it right here. They may have bought that card for $665, dude. You never know, right? It's one of those things. So, but yeah, that's got to be on the radar coming up soon. What else? Anything else? Tell me what else you're looking at. Let's go back to your showcase and see if we can kind of okay, so this one we talked about before. That's your raw one that's at BGS, right? So you're just sitting waiting.
Now, if that one gets a 9.5, it might fight for the most expensive card in my Jordan collection.
You're right about that, Zach. I know I told you it's going to get a BGS 8.5, and you didn't believe me. But let's see what Metal Universe 9.5 sells for.
I think it's at like a little over 900. I could be wrong.
Yeah, 880. It's right there. All time, it's crazy. The last 3 months, it's only sold 4 times for an average of 900, but up 780, 900, 898. That's interesting. You didn't want to look at the PMG? God, look at that card, dude. Look at that freaking card. Pop 2, Zach, in a 9.5. Holy crap.
What would that actually go for, Brian?
In a 9.5, man, I think the last PSA – wait, the last BGS 8.5 I think did like 512, didn't it? Hang on. 420, okay. What is it? 312, that's what I was thinking of. Okay. So the last 8.5 did 420. So we know it's not going to – it's going to go for more than that.
Right.
Man, 9.5 takes you from pop 11 to pop 2, none higher. God, Zach, if I had to guess, I'd say 650 to 750.
What's the PSA 9 go for? Because it'll be more than that one too, right?
That would be tough. That would be a tough estimate, and it's not in here. Yeah. The only PSA they have in here is the 6, and that's sold way the hell back. So that's not going to be a good one.
That's on the 9.5.
Yeah, we're digressing right now. Looking at we saw this thing jump on the screen, and we went down a horrible red rabbit hole. Yeah, so I think that would be awesome, man. If yours came back a BGS 9.5, that would be nuts. Why am I not here? Let's go back here. So what if it comes back? There's the 8.5. What'd you buy it for?
$75.
Okay, so if it comes back at 8.5, it's a push, man. You move it, and you took your. It's basically a free swing.
Right.
Is that fair? Yeah, you took a free swing. If it comes back a BGS 9, you're going to still do okay. Yeah, you're still going to do okay, but it's going to come back an 8.5. But I do hope it comes back a 9.5. Wouldn't that be nice to pick this one up for 75?
Well, I'm thinking like maybe because I'm sitting through PWCC, like they want to like show maybe that if you go through PWCC, Becca gives you a better chance or whatever. So I'm keeping my fingers crossed on that. Maybe I get a 9.5.
Hey, look, if you get a large enough sample size and you tell me that works, I will gladly ship all my raw shit to PWCC first and then ship it. If that works, you just tell me. Because I actually do have some stuff I need to send to Beckett. I'm usually, sending to PSA for various reasons, but I do have a lot of stuff that I need to send to Beckett. I got a couple of RPAs in there. I made a weird move I know it's a Jordan show, but I made a weird move and I saw a DeAndre Ayton National Treasures True RPA in a CSG 9 slab. And I was like, you know what? This is going to be really good for the show. I'm buying it. Because CSG, believe it or not, in my experience and from what I've seen and from what I've heard, grade very, very tough. Yeah. And so I started looking at some CSG 9 stuff just as buy, crack, grade flips, And so I'm going to try to send that DeAndre Ayton. I'm going to take a closer look at the numbers between PSA 9s and BGS 9.5s and then make a decision. PSA 10s on National Treasures RPAs is just like, it's a myth. So it's either going to be a PSA 9 or an 8 or a BGS 9.5 or 9. And I just need to look at those numbers to see where to send it. But either way, I couldn't believe how cheaply I picked it up in a CSG slab. It was almost better off being raw. But for me, from my perspective, seeing it in CSG 9, I feel like I know the floor. Like I know it's not going to be a PSA 6 or 7 or, probably not even an 8 because CSG does grade pretty stringently from what I've heard. Let me know in the comments if anybody disagrees with that. But so what about the frequent flyer upgrade 9.5? Is that a big card? That would be nice to put that to bed.
Yeah, I think that's like 2,500 though. So we'll get there. I got to get the ones off you first. Those are first on my checklist. The ones.
That's right. And tell me again what they were. The Beam Team 1992.
Yeah. And then the legacies. But we'll do this one first.
All right, let's pull up the Beam Team. So I'll probably do the same thing for you, Zach. And this one's moving a little bit, up 8%, 1125, 1200, 1200, 1213. I'll do 1,000 for you. So you got me on the books, giving you my word. I'll give you what is that, like a 20% discount, right at 20%. So I can do that for you on the Beam Team. And then the other one was the Legacies. Man, that Legacies is so awesome. It's so good looking. I bought 2 of them. So I have it I don't have it in 10. I have it in 2 of them in a 9.5. And the second one I bought just because I was like, this card is freaking gorgeous. That's the card right there. For anybody not familiar, 98 tops, Legacies, number L15 and a BGS 9.5, 860. And it's only a pop 70, tough to gem, 33%. I lied. The PSA 10s, 1900. The BGS 9.5s, less than half, right? So I love that price point for you. 898, 860. Yeah, we'd probably get that one done for 750, something like that.
Okay.
We'll see.
But
yeah.
So that Legacies, is it a refractor? Does it refract?
It's not. It's not a refractor, but it's got that refractor feel to it. It's kind of like the warp speed. You know, there's some cards out there that are like, I don't call it a true refractor. Some people may disagree. I'm not the best when it comes to aesthetics and textures and all this crap like that. But like, I'm trying to think of. Let me pull up the warp speed. God damn it. Like it's kind of got that kind of feel to it, and that's also not a refractor. It's got refractor-like qualities. What's another example? Help me with this. I'm trying to think of some other Jordan examples that are like they're not refractors, but they've got kind of a refractor type quality to it. And I'm trying to. I'm going blank right now on some of the other ones that. Top crop. That's one. So let me see if I can pull up a top crop. Watch. You'll look at this and you'll be like, oh, that's a refractor. Oh, shit. We're not going to get a good picture. Oh, there you go. That's a good picture. Look at this. That looks like a refractor too, but it's not a refractor. You know, that's kind of the same kind of surface that you're going to see on the Legacies when you get it. You're going to love it. You know, you're going to love it. But and the top crop's an interesting card because it's like the East-West where it's Jordan and Gary Payton. And Jordan is supposed to be on the back. And the reason you know is because right there, it says top crop 9. So that's like the card number. The card number is supposed to go on the back. And so that's how you know on the East-West refractors. Are you familiar with those? It's got Jordan and Kobe. So that one, actually, Jordan's on the front, Kobe's on the back. But this one, Jordan's so important that whoever listed it listed it this way with the Jordan on the front and then Gary Payton's on the back. Let's see if we can find some more.
The Jordan Kobe, now that has a refractor, right? There's a base and a refractor.
There is a base and a refractor. That is correct. There's a base East-West, just like Rockstars has a base and a refractor and some of the other ones. Yeah. But see, like this person, they asked Beckett to slab it backwards. Or maybe Beckett just slabbed it backwards. I don't know. But see how that label is actually front-facing. So the Jordan's front-facing on that one. I'm trying to find one with, none of these have Gary Payton on the front, sadly. But you got to just take my word for it. Gary Payton's on the other side of that card, and he's actually on the front, I think. I might be wrong about that. Am I wrong about that?
No, I don't think I think you're right.
I think I'm right. All the Paytons are bringing up, they're all Jordan on the front. Maybe I'm wrong about that, but I really think Payton's supposed to be on the front. I don't know.
So
well.
I'll ask you this because it's relevant, and I've been thinking about it for a while. So when you buy a PSA 10 Jordan, I know you don't touch it usually. Like it's usually straight to your vault. Do you ever feel the need to just hold it and look at it in your hands?
Nope.
No. You're not that guy.
I'm weird in that way. Like some people are like, well, you're an NFT guy. You know, you're this and you're that. And I'm like, no, and I don't because I know if I wanted to, I could. Off screen over here to my right, I've got 136 slabs that I shipped here from PWCC last Friday, and they're already here, which is awesome. So these are cards that I am liquidating to buy more Jordans, and I did a couple of really big videos that just hit yesterday and the day before. They were really a lot of views on those. I think a lot of people are doing what I'm talking about in the video, which is consolidating stuff they really aren't super in love with to buy stuff they're super in love with. And so it's every kind of De'Aaron Fox Prism Parallel rookie card you can imagine, all the Anthony Simons Prism Parallel rookie cards, a buttload of Kevin Porters, which I got to make a decision on, tons of LeBron Chrome and LeBron Topps rookies, a bunch of Dwayne Wade rookies, a bunch of Brandon Ingram rookies, tons of Jaylen Brown Prism rookies and Prism rookie autos, that type of stuff. I can always touch it. If I want to see my PMG red, I just request it and I have it in 48 hours. I mean, I got to pay to ship it here, of course, and insure it, which would be a lot, but if I really wanted to touch it, I could touch it. The beauty of it is it's a scale, right? You weigh the pros and cons. The cons is the only con of using the PWCC vault exclusively instead of, just shipping it out of my office or my house or whatever is I can't touch it. That's the one con. But the pros for using the PWCC Vault as sort of my inventory management system is high def images front and back immediately when it hits the vault. No sales taxes on purchases. I don't need the card in my hand to list it on eBay. I can go rip the pictures off of PWCC Vault, sell a card on eBay, ship it directly from PWCC to the eBay authentication or straight to the buyer on eBay. It gives me an estimate of the approximate value of the card. It gives me an inventory, an exportable Excel spreadsheet where I just click all my cards, click a button, boom, I've got every card that I own in the Excel spreadsheet. I don't have to worry about fraud. I don't have to worry about like fire. I don't have to worry about these floods freaking in Louisiana, as you know. I don't have to worry about my kids. I don't have to worry about a dude with a gun knocking on my door because he found out where I live. Hopefully, I don't have to deal with humidity is a huge deal here, Zach. Like before I use PWCC Vault, sounds like a promo for PWCC, but like I really believe in it. Or some vault, whether it's collector's vault, PWCC Golden, send it somewhere because, I was keeping them in my gun safe in my house. And I was having issue with a few of the cards swelling because of the humidity. And now I put silica packets in there. I bought a humidifier for the room. I kept the room at 72 degrees. It doesn't effing matter in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, man. It's the same thing that people in the Philippines experience and the people in South America and Central America experience. That our climate is just overpowers whatever you try to do to prevent that from happening. So these cards were swelling inside the slabs, primarily PSA slabs, not any issues with Beckett slabs, believe it or not. And then the card would turn convex and it would touch the surface and it would look like a Newton ring or it would look like moisture. And I was like, oh my God, my cards are wet. That's how humid it is. But no, I cracked them out and I wiped it down. Nope, there was no moisture when I cracked it out. None, right? It just looked like water because when it pressed against that, only a portion pressed against the surface of the slab, it looked like moisture, but it wasn't moisture. I took it out, I wiped it down, I sent it back to PSA, and then they did do me a favor and re-slab a bunch of them for me. But they're like, look, we can't do this again. This is not a defect. This is just there's nothing wrong with the slab or the card. Like this is just what happens when you keep it in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. And I was like, well, shit, I got to get these out of here, man. I got too many valuable cards, and just take them. And so I haven't had any issues with that type of discoloration or swelling or moisture looking stuff with PWCC Vault. So I guess it's the climate in Oregon. And then obviously it's all temperature controlled, of course. But
have you been up there yet?
I wish I could. I like these nerds that go to basketball games and then they hold their PMG up, at the game while they're, the guys there or whatever. I mean, that's kind of cool, I guess. But like, shit, no, man. I'm too nervous, Nelly, about having the card in my possession, for various reasons. So I like keeping them there. I do wish every once in a while I could touch it, or hand it to somebody and say, hey, check this out. That is cool.
Right.
But
have you been up to PWCC yet? I know you told me you were going to go up there eventually.
I was going to go. Well, the funny story, I talked about it years ago on the channel or a year ago on the channel. When I first decided this was like when the market was running, right? I was like, oh my God, everything that I have is worth like 15x. And I was like, this is a lot of money. My wife was like, get it out. I don't want that much stuff at our house. Everybody knows who you are, where you live. It's in our house. We got kids. I mean, like every other Louisiana person, I might have guns everywhere, but that doesn't do me any good if there's 2 or 3 guys. But she's like, get it out. And I was like, all right, how in the hell at the time? I mean, you're talking about 7 figures, a lot of 7 figures. Like, how do you want me to get this? I was like, okay, I'm going to send it to PWCC. I decided I would send it to PWCC. How the hell do I get it there? Well, you just ship it FedEx. I mean, we're talking about thousands of slabs. We're talking about millions of dollars. And so I called Eric, my rep at PWCC. I was like, dude, I don't know how to get it there. He's like, I actually priced a plane. I've got a friend who owns a jet. Now it really sounds like I'm, name dropping, and you'll know who he is. He's got more billboards than anybody in Baton Rouge. Let's put it that way. So my buddy's got it. He's got a jet, and I was like, how much would it cost for you and me to fly up there? To deliver these cards, hand deliver these cards, because I am really nervous about putting these bitches in FedEx or UPS, USPS or whatever. And he's like, it would be $27,000. And I was like, oh, that hurts. I was like, I can't. I was like, I was making bank at the time on these cards, but I was like, that's still a lot of money for jet fuel. So PWCC actually decided they sent a bunch of armed ex-military to my house. They call it the white glove service. And they showed up at my house in little old Baton Rouge, Louisiana, knocked on the door. 3 guys. All 3 of them had vests on. All 3 of them had like gun holsters with automatic pistols. No bullshit. And I was like, I assume you were the guys that, PWCC, God, please tell me you are. They're like, yeah. And they're like, what are we transporting? Like they're flying it on a private plane back to PWCC. And I was like, well, this is awesome. And they didn't charge me for it. It was a big collection at the time. And I was like, they're like, what are we transporting? I was like, basketball cards. And they're like, baseball cards. I was like, nope, only basketball. And they're like, are you serious? And I was like, yeah. I was like, just trust me, it's worth a lot more than the house that you're standing in. I know that's really hard to wrap your brain around, but like it's true. Like they're very valuable, and they're even more valuable than the value to me. Like this is really all I care about doing as a hobby. And they're like, oh, don't worry. He's like, we've never lost a shipment. We're this, we're that. And so those guys, I had to put it all in boxes. They used zip ties and bagged it and inventoried it and like put serial number. Like it was like real deal official shit. And so it gave me good peace of mind. And that's how I decided to get my cards to the vault. But no, the answer to your question is I've never been to the vault because they sent that white glove service. But I even talked to Cam, your friend Cam, and I was like, Cam, we're about to make a crazy ass drive to Oregon. It was like 30 something hours. And I was like, dude, I hate driving. And I was like, Cam probably hates me. I was like, you don't want to sit in the car with me, and I don't want to sit in the car with anybody. But we ended up not driving, not flying, and definitely not trusting FedEx. Although FedEx, knock on wood, Zach, has been money for me. FedEx overnights never failed me. And so they got the cards there, and I could breathe. It was the funny thing was there was a horrific like nationwide storm the night they took it, and there was a delay. So they're like they told me these cards that we're picking up in your house right now at 5:00, they will be in Oregon tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. And I was like, okay, here's my cell number. Here's this, here's that. No, there was a delay. So they had to ground the plane for an extra day. And if I recall, it was a Friday, which means it carried into the weekend. So it ended up taking like 3 days to get my cards up there. So I was, shit in the bed for sure. But they got there and everything was good. And now everything's worth like, 1/10 as much, which sucks. So it was all 86 Fleer and Jordan, 86 Fleer Jordan rookies. But
you had 5 86 Fleer sets alone, right?
Yeah, I had the big PSA 10 set. I had at that time I probably had 60 Jordan Fleer rookies.
Damn,
that was my big investment, and it hit.
Right.
And of course, I did fine. Look, I sold a lot of those at a really good time. I did not time the peak well. So that's another sad story. I've got a lot of sad stories that I like to share. A lot of good stories, a lot of bad stories, but missing the peak was financially a life-changing event if I'd have just timed it better.
But if you go there,
you
can enter their vault and see your cards, right?
Yes, but my understanding is, I always had an understanding just from talking to just generally speaking, my assumption was this is Cajun Cardboard's area over here. All his cards are right there. It's not that way. It's not that way. They're cataloged and categorized and tagged as yours, but it's a shared vault. It's not like you've got your vault, I've got my vault. That's not how they do it, which makes sense because some people might have 8 cards there. Well, they don't need a whole vault room for these 8 cards, So, but yes, you can, yeah. And I was hoping one day they would ask me to go do one of those. They used to do those cool collector videos where they'd go up there and they'd pull some of your cards out of your vault and you talk about them and all that. And I was like, but I never got big time enough. I've only got like 3 big cards. So they didn't call me up there. They're calling guys with like, Honus Wagners and Mantles and PMG greens and crap. And, yeah, I didn't have any of that stuff. So I didn't get the call. Oh, well, maybe one day. Maybe one day my PSA 8 collection, we can go up there and go through, 10,000 PSA 8s. So I don't know. But, man, Zach, I cannot stress enough how much fun I'm having buying PSA 8s. After paying a ridiculous premium for PSA 10s for years, picking these PSA 8s up has been really, really fun. And I'm a numbers nerd. I'm a math nerd. And I love looking at the charts. You do too. And I can see it when we talk on the phone. We talk on these videos. You love like getting into the weeds. And that's what I'm getting to do so much on these PSA 8s. And I get to see like quick progress. Like I might pick up 6 in a day. Like that's awesome. It's a great feeling. And so it means, more mail days for me, more videos and more talk and more content for the channel, which I think everybody likes. And so I haven't had anybody yet say, stop talking about your stupid PSA 8s, only talk about 10s. I think PSA 8s are like more prevalent. Like there's probably more people watching that would be interested in a PSA 8, warp speed that I've got on the screen than a PSA 10, right?
Right.
And so, it's been really fun. It's made for tons of content because I'll just discover stuff along the way. Like, oh shit, I didn't even know this card exists. Or why is this PSA 8 going up so much over the last 90 days? This doesn't make sense. Or why is this PSA 8 so cheap? There's only this many of them out there. And then of course, mail days galore. Like I've got mail days upon mail day. I've got 4 mail days that people haven't even seen yet that haven't even published because I'm getting cards in quick, right? Because I'm paying so much, so cheaply for them that they come in quicker. So it's been awesome.
Now, the card you're going after, no spoilers, but what grade is that card in? Is that an 8 or a 10?
No, I can't say. It's not a PSA 8 or PSA 10. This is one of those deals where I can honestly say you buy the card, not the grade. There's a few of those, even for me, I'm all about the grade, but even for a grade snob like me, this is one of those, you buy the card, not the grade. Just get the card. Just get the card. You make sure it's real. You've got the card. Nobody gives a shit about the grade. That's the type of card that I'm looking at. So, but we'll see. We'll see if it happens. It's there. I just got a lot of crap over here that I've got to move. And then I had another shipment coming from PWCC, which is all my LeBron Chrome. I think I decided to keep one base Chrome PSA 10. I've got some other big LeBron rookies that I'm keeping, but all the Topps Chrome base, that experiment is a failure. I failed. Like I'll be the first one to admit it. Like when I hit a home run, I'll tell you. When I hit when I strike out swinging or strike out looking, I'll tell you. And I struck out looking on this. The timing was absolutely terrible. I bought high and I'm selling low. I'm taking the loss, man.
So I'm curious because you said you got like 130 slabs from PWCC or something like that.
Yeah.
How much does shipping on that order cost to ship it back to you?
I think
you don't have to. If you don't want to answer, you don't have to. But
no, well, I'll tell you, and I wish I could pull it up. I'm trying to pull it up without showing everybody my vault information. But if I recall, I wish I'd have done it in one shipment, but I did it in 2, and it was actually I had the numbers wrong. It was 186 in one, which I got, and then it was 32 in the other one, which I have not yet received. But I did the request one day apart. Because I just didn't have my shit together. I would have put them all together, obviously, and shipped it once. But the expense is the insurance. It's not the shipping. The shipping's like, $25. It's the insurance. And so they use their insured value and then they calculate insurance accordingly. The more valuable the stuff, the bigger the bill. So these 2 shipments were it was 126 and maybe 150, something like that. And if I had to guess, I mean, it's, there's some good cards. I mean, there's like that. One of them has 20 LeBron Chrome rookie cards in it. So it's at least, I mean, you're probably, close to 100, probably 80 grand or something in that one. So you're talking about a good chunk of money, right? Because I pulled a lot of cards now. I mean, I pulled some, I just looked through them and I'm like, God, this is going to be hard to sell this shit. A bunch of Anthony Simons, 1-of-1s, a bunch of Dwayne Wade rookies Wade Refractor BGS 9.5, a bunch of Wade Chrome rookies, just some, just a lot of good cards. It's tough to sell, but like I cared more about Jordan. Jordan's less risk. I believe Jordan's hit the floor in a lot of cases, especially on the cards I'm looking at. And I don't know if the ultra modern shiny stuff has hit the floor, man. I don't know if De'Aaron Fox cards, no matter what he does, I don't know if they're going to go up from this point, the types of cards that I have. So same thing with Simon, same thing with Jaylen Brown, so.
I think I've preached on this before. I mean, there's obviously a lot of reasons you want to collect Jordan, right? But I think maybe it can't be number one, but it's definitely up there, is the liquidity of Jordan. It is so easy to sell Michael Jordan cards when you need to. I've never experienced that, man.
Dude, you made money on accident. You accidentally bought.
That's what I'm saying. But I figured it was going to be a little hard to turn around. Like I might lose money. Nobody's going to bid or whatever. Man, everybody wants it. So,
and Zach, listen, dude, you don't even know. You're talking about how easy it is to move Jordan in a flat / maybe still slightly declining market.
Right.
Do you realize what it was like? Bro, I was in the middle of this shit in 2020, 2021, 2022. Not 2022, but like 2019 through 21. Dude, it was nuts, man. I mean, I was just like, just buy whatever. Like, it was just like, pay whatever the last comp was. Pay 10% over it. It didn't matter because the same stuff you were seeing with the stupid, Mike Trouts and Mahomes and Doncic and all of that stuff, you were seeing the same stuff with Jordan cards. I mean, to some extent, it was even more preposterous, the rise from one comp to the next, because the pops were so low on these Jordans. Some of these cars just ran like you would not even believe. Like, what do I have pulled up here? I got a warp speed pulled up here. I don't know if this one ran like crazy, but I mean, that's pretty fucking crazy, Zach.
Yeah.
From look at that. $500 on January 2020 to $6,300 a year later. I mean, dude, come on. Isn't that like what? I mean, it's up 11,000%, Zach. This is a freaking warp speed, for God's sakes. Why? What's going on? But like, you can just go from card to card to card. 95 Stadium Club Bean Team. What does that chart look like? Look at the freaking chart. The card sells for $483. Card sells for $6,000. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was in the middle of all that crap. I don't know. Yeah, it's fun. I don't feel the same anxiety. Like, look, man, I had so much fun prospecting and buying Prism Silver, Fox and Jalen and Doncic and Donovan Mitchell and all that stuff. That was a blast, man. I had a great time doing all that, and it was very lucrative and very profitable. But those days are probably over. There's just so many printed now. I don't think you can do it. But with Jordan, I felt anxiety with that. Like, I felt anxiety about, do I sell? Do I keep? Do I sell? Do I keep? With Jordan, I don't feel any anxiety buying Jordan. I feel knowing there is not 1 ounce in my body right now that feels like Jordan cards will be less 5 years from now than today. I don't have any doubt in my mind. Now, I could still be wrong, but I don't have any doubt. Like, I'm that confident that this is about the safest place in the world to put your money. Could there be other stuff that outperforms Jordan PSA 8s? Yeah, of course. There certainly is. And I'm foregoing those things. But this is a combination of fun and financial stability that I'm just having a blast doing it. And I don't have any like dark, I don't have anybody on my shoulder saying, you really shouldn't buy this shit. This is very risky. It's not. It's not risky to me. I don't perceive it as risky. So,
Where are you staying in a couple weeks? I think we're what, 2 weeks out?
From what?
Mint.
I'm not going.
You're not coming?
I can't go, man. My daughter is soccer player, and her spring schedule came out. I was like, ain't no way I'm missing that game, man. She's playing in college, so I gotta go. I was like, no way. And then they play LSU at one of these weekends. I was like, nah, I can't get away. Dude, you got to realize, I'd like to go to Mint. I'm going to go to the National. That's a done deal. So I'm in Chicago. Book it. I'm going to be there, and I can't wait. I'm really excited about that because I got some good friends that live up there for sure. So I'm going to be at the National. But the Mint, I just couldn't justify it. I'm coaching my kids' soccer. I got a freshman who's playing baseball who just started, and he hasn't played yet in high school, and he's on the freshman team. I got a daughter that plays travel soccer. I got another daughter that plays in a national travel soccer league. So I'm Memphis, Charlotte, Houston, Dallas. I'm all over the freaking place. And then I got my college soccer player. And then I got a wife, by the way, that I got to talk to every once in a while. If she's not at the soccer field, I don't really get to spend much time with her, poor lady. But so I just couldn't make the Mint happen.
Okay.
I wanted to, man, because it's a cheap flight, right? And it's easy, but I'm not.
Yeah. You could have stayed with me. I got an extra bedroom for you.
It's not going to work. I know. I could have brought these 9.5s and just let you put them in your vault and put it on layaway. Yeah. All right. What up? Anything else? Anything else you want to talk about before we kill it? We're at 48 minutes. Who wins the West, the Nuggets or the Suns? Pick one.
I got Nuggets.
When I say win the West, I don't mean best record. I mean who comes out of the West into the NBA Finals.
I think Nuggets.
You like the Nuggets?
I don't think they're going to be able to put it together in time.
You surprised they traded Bones Highland? Like they let him go for nothing this year? Yeah, nothing this year. He got what they get like a two second-round picks or something stupid. So that means Ish Smith or Bruce Brown or Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, two of which are not point guards. That's their backup point guard.
Yeah, but I like Bruce Brown as a six man.
But you don't like him as a point guard.
I mean, I don't know, but you got to consider if Jokic is in the game, he can just take it up the court, so it doesn't really matter.
That's the deal. That's the deal. As long as they stagger Jokic and Jamal, they're going to be okay. Because Jokic, I saw something crazy. Like Jokic's usage rate is like 30th, but his touches, I think, are first.
Right.
Like he has more touches than anybody in the NBA in an average game, and it's because the point guard walks up the court and throws it to him at the elbow like every effing play. Like every play stems from putting it in that genius's hand at the elbow and letting him orchestrate, Who comes out of the East, Celtics or Bucks?
Do you want me to answer that? You sure?
Answer the questions.
Man, I like the Celtics, man.
Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. Hey, the Bucks have won 11 in a row. They barely beat the Celtics with no Tatum, no Horford, no Jaylen Brown, no Marcus Smart. That was scary for me, man.
I think your boy where's he from? Shreveport, Robert Williams. I think he could give Giannis little trouble. Not too much.
Horford's the one. Well, really, here's who gives Giannis trouble: the free throw line, and then the referees who don't put him on the free throw line in the playoffs. They let Horford beat the living shit out of Giannis every year. And I'm freaking sick of it. I'll be honest with you. I know people are going to be like, shut your mouth. He charges, he travels. That's fine. But you should not be able to put two hands around somebody's waist and grab them like that on a basketball court. It's not right. So I'm worried. We'll put it that way.
I forgot. I never told you this. You know what I've done really well on lately? Now, I like to collect the LSU players, right? Not heavily collect, but get into it a little bit. I have a lot of Cam Thomas.
Dude, you got to move him now.
Yeah, I know.
This second. His stuff is ridiculous. And I think you might even miss it. You need to list it like a 3-day auction, like now. Right this second. Dude, that ain't going to work out for him, man.
You don't think?
He's not even – I mean, he's like a rotation guy again, just like that.
I know.
There's a lot of wings there.
He can score, man. He can score.
You know who else can score? Ben Gordon. Jordan Clarkson. I mean, there's a lot of guys in the NBA that can score. Is he a franchise cornerstone? Is he Damian Lillard? Is he Tatum? Is he? I mean, even look at De'Aaron Fox. He can't. Cam Thomas can't sniff De'Aaron Fox's jock, and De'Aaron Fox cards aren't worth what Cam Thomas's cards are worth right now.
Right.
And by the way, De'Aaron Fox is a 2017 rookie. Cam Thomas has probably got literally 30 times as many cards as De'Aaron Fox. Right. You know, that's this kind of stuff that scares the shit out of me about the ultra modern, especially 2018, 19, 20, 21. It scares me to death. There's so many out there. My buddy just texted me. He's like, look at this lunacy. Somebody bought a Cam Thomas 101 Contenders autograph raw rookie card, $3,800 or something like that. I was like, what the? That's
the only one that I'm keeping is I have his LSU or his National Treasures Collegiate RPA or whatever.
You showed
me.
me.
Those are game worn. Did you know that?
Yeah. You told me that.
That's weird though, right? Because like the pro stuff isn't game worn.
Yeah. Well, it's a lot easier to go find a pro uniform, like from Fanatics, than to find an LSU uniform that was not worn by a player. You know what I mean? Yeah. Think about that. I mean, do you see people wearing around college players' uniforms? I don't think they sell that shit in the gift shop. I don't know the gift shop.
You can, but I guess you couldn't maybe when he was there. Right? Was NIL?
I don't know. Like if I go to LSU, are those players have legit jerseys in the gift shop?
I think so.
Oh, I don't know. I would never go in a gift shop. It's shit's overpriced so much. I can't justify it. I can't unless they got Jordan cards in there. Anyway, all right, cool. Let's kill it. 53 minutes. Zach, thanks for catching me in the middle of the day. This was episode number 6 of Jordan Card Collecting. Y'all let us know in the comments what about the cards that Zach picked up, if you like them, if you don't like them, if there's any other stuff you guys want to talk about on the channel. If you got questions that you want Zach and I to kind of chat through that has to do with Jordan Card Collecting or like 90s specific set products or anything like that, just put in the comments and I'll make a note of it and we'll talk about it next time on episode number 7 or something like that. But as always, thank you guys for watching. Zach, thanks for joining us, man. We'll touch base again probably in another week. And once you get the funds together, you'll take down the legacies, you'll take down the Beam team, and we'll kind of roll from there. That'll give you 3 pretty big, push-in right at 4-figure cards in your collection. That's a pretty awesome start. So I'm excited for you. I'm excited you picked up that Star Power Plus. You paid less for it than I did. I promise you that. I promise. I know for a fact you did. So another sad story from Cajun Cardboard. But thank you guys for watching. Keep collecting. Stay positive in the hobby, and peace.